This is unbelievable! The Raiders made a masterstroke in the trade market and signed a player no one expected. The news took all insiders by surprise and is already making waves in the locker room. Who is this name? Where did it come from? What's the immediate impact? I'll tell you everything. But first, if you wear a jersey with pride, like and subscribe now, because this signing is just the beginning of something much bigger. The Raiders' offseason seemed to have taken a decisive step forward when the franchise announced the signing of star defensive end Christian Wilkins. He was seen as the central pillar of the new defensive line, someone capable of changing the game in the trenches. But within a matter of weeks, everything fell apart. Wilkins' time in Las Vegas was as quick as it was turbulent, marked by internal problems and management decisions that culminated in his release. An unexpected blow that left the defensive line exposed and without a central piece. With this gaping hole right in the middle of the defensive unit, the Raiders first responded. And it came, not with fireworks, but with a behind-the-scenes surgical operation. Unsurprisingly, the Las Vegas front office picked up the phone and sealed a trade with the Philadelphia Eagles. Cornerback Jacorian Bennett was sent to Philadelphia, and in return, the Raiders received defensive tackle Thomas Booker. A low-key deal, but one that could have a profound impact on the defense's construction for the 2025 season. Thomas Booker, drafted by the Texans in the 5th round in 2022, isn't a name that makes headlines, but he has a promising track record. In 2024, as an Eagles player, he appeared in all 17 regular season games. His numbers? 18 tackles and 1 sack. Low-key numbers? Yes, but they don't tell the whole story. Booker is known for his explosiveness at the line of scrimmage and ability to occupy space. Exactly the type of player who can flourish in a system like the one the Raiders are implementing with a new coaching staff. He arrives to compete for an immediate spot in the rotation alongside Adam Butler, until now the only reliable name on the inside line. But every move has its price, and in this case, the price was high. Jacorian Bennett's departure surprised many inside and outside the franchise. The young cornerback had been one of the few remaining pieces of the 2024 secondary and had accumulated real playing experience. He played 10 games last season, starting 7, totaling 26 tackles and 8 pass breakups. He was seen as part of the young defensive core the team was developing. Giving him up now reveals something important. The Raiders are betting big, very big, on rookie Darian Porter. Porter, a recent draft pick, has been attracting attention in camp with his aggressiveness, quick reads, and mature demeanor. Everything indicates he will start alongside newcomer Eric Stokes, formerly of the Packers, at the top of the secondary. It's a bold move, especially considering the defensive unit is still trying to stabilize. And to further complicate this defensive puzzle, another change emerged in training. Lonnie Johnson Jr., projected to be a key control player and who had been training with the main group in some defensive formations, suffered a fractured fibula. While his absence doesn't represent the loss of an outright title, it has exacerbated the depth and experience gap in the secondary defense. Lonnie's return is expected sometime this season, but until then, the Raiders will need to pivot with a younger, less proven core. It is precisely in this scenario of uncertainty and repositioning that the arrival of Thomas Booker becomes even more relevant. He may not be a direct replacement for Wilkins, but he has the potential to be a solid, reliable, and productive piece of equipment within the new defensive system. A player who, with the right coaches and the ideal environment, could finally make the leap expected of him when he left Stanford University. The decision to swap a perimeter defender for an interior lineman reveals something of the front office's philosophy. Protecting the middle of the defense is a priority. The coaching staff knows that a dominant defensive line has eased the pressure on the young secondary, especially now, with Darian Porter poised to star as a starter and Lonnie Johnson out. And speaking of potential surprise prospects, there's a name that's been quietly rising in training camp. One who arrived without much fanfare, but is making waves where it really matters, on the field. The next chapter of this Raiders intervention restructuring begins with a tight end who could be poised to steal the show and give Chip Kelly a weapon no one expected. Amid the glare of the spotlight still focused on Brock Bowers and Michael Mayer, the two most talked about young tight ends in the NFL, a veteran who arrived without much fanfare has started making waves behind the scenes at the Raiders, and we're not talking about a mere supporting player. Ian Thomas, formerly of the Carolina Panthers, has been growing with each practice and could be the unexpected piece that breathes new life into Chip Kelly's offense. During recent training camp sessions, Thomas received not-so-subtle praise from none other than Pete Carroll, Super Bowl winning coach and new manager in Vegas. Ian is fast, tough, experienced, and makes good decisions at the right time. He stands out because he has game intelligence. He's a player who can surprise a lot of people, Carroll said, emphasizing that the veteran tight end isn't just there to make the roster. And Ian Thomas's response to all this recognition? Down to earth. Instead of getting carried away by the accolades, the player made a point of staying focused on his mission. I just want to work hard and give my best. If that's what he's selling, great, but I'll keep doing it every day. This kind of coaching is exactly what a new coach coach wants to see. Professional attitude, constant dedication, and quiet confidence. But make no mistake, Ian Thomas isn't just being praised for his poise, he's shown on the field that he deserves his place. Despite making a few occasional mistakes, common in any training camp, Thomas has been solid in route running, accurate in blocking, and reliable in connecting with quarterbacks. He knows he's behind in his natural position with Bowers and Mayer, but he also understands that the NFL is full of opportunities and he's ready to seize his. The timing couldn't be better. With the preseason opener approaching and the Raiders preparing to face the Seattle Seahawks, a time Carroll coached for over a decade, Thomas sees this matchup as a perfect opportunity to prove himself, and he doesn't hide his excitement for this first big test. Getting back into rhythm, feeling the pressure, competing against guys who don't see our offense every day, that's what I enjoy, the tight end declared, visibly excited. It's been great building chemistry with teammates in practice, but now it's time to put it all into practice against a real opponent. That's the fun part. Beyond his physical appearance, Thomas also values building a bond with the squad. Having recently joined the franchise, he highlighted how the travel, group workouts, and daily interaction are helping to strengthen the team's experience. This chemistry could be the difference when the games start to count. And as he himself says, it's when the ball flies that the truth comes out. For a player who has been a starter at times in his career but has never had a real opportunity to shine in a creative offensive system, this could be the turning point. With Chip Kelly looking to create a versatile, fast, and unpredictable offense, Thomas offers exactly the type of player who can appear out of nowhere and create detours for opposing defenses. He has the size to block, the speed to exploit mismatches, and the experience to make the right decisions in crucial moments. And with so much expectation placed on young stars like Bowers and Mayer, perhaps Ian Thomas is the one who can tip the balance when opponents are too busy guarding the rookies. He's the secret weapon no one expects, but who could become one of the tactical assets of the Raiders' new era. And while the offense is developing new weapons with each practice, all eyes are now on another group that has everything it takes to explode in the preseason opener, the young receivers who are ready to show the world that Las Vegas's aerial future is more promising than ever. With so many strategic changes happening at the Raiders, the surprising trade of Jacorian Bennett for Thomas Booker, the unexpected growth of Ian Thomas as a potential offensive weapon, and the preseason hype surrounding the young wide receivers, which of these bets do you believe will have the biggest impact in the first few weeks of the season? The new cornerback duo, the underrated veteran tight end, or the rookie wide receivers who are ready to explode? Leave your opinion. Here, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, but I'll be back later to update you with the latest Raiders news.